2009年，台湾发生了88风灾，因此在2010年的时候，我和当时文茜时报的团队还有伟泰广告公司合作了一部正负2度 C 的纪录片。这个纪录片那个时刻，2010年地球升温0.9度，现在2023年。不过过了13年，地球已经升温了1.2度，这是第一个概念，告诉大家我们升温的有多快。他们说到2030年的时候，地球会升温到1.5度，在那个时候，很多重要的南太平洋的岛国可能会沉没或是被淹没，基本上会出现大量的气候难民，而且很多国家内部，就算这整个国家不会像这个我们讲的南太平洋的岛国，像吉里巴斯等等整个沉没。国内也会有一些地区，像台湾的邻边，或是台湾的嘉义旁边的这些地域海平面的地方，也会沉没。我们目前为止，2023年，你一点都不会觉得吃惊，它的碳排放量呢是368亿吨，意思是什么？是人类有历史记录以来最高。所以我们根本从巴黎气候协定之后没有反省，所以我们基本上并没有把温室气体拉下来，排放的还创下了历史的新高。基本上，如果我们要实现2030年把气温控制在摄氏1.5度的话，我们必须在2030年之前把碳排放量要降低到43%，所以 it's mission impossible. That's welcome. 让我们一起欢迎迎接世界末日。
In Michigan and New York, some communities seen up to a foot of snow or more since Monday. Drivers trapped and digging out, and some semi-trucks even stranded. And in some areas, it's still coming down. This early winter mess, courtesy of lake effect snow, which happens when frigid winds sweep across the Great Lakes and their relatively warm waters. Heat and moisture transform into clouds, dumping heavy snow in areas downwind.
曾几何时，我们已经不需要进戏院就能体会好莱坞灾难片营造出来的末世感。感恩节刚过，美国多州就遭遇怪兽级强降雪。类似的场景也出现在俄罗斯。
Temperatures in parts of Siberia plummeted to minus 56 degrees Celsius on Monday. According to the Russian Hydrometeorological Center, Moscow on Sunday posted a record snowfall of 10.7 millimeters in 12 hours. That marks the highest amount of snowfall recorded in the center's 145 years of weather observation.
而这场肆虐俄乌的暴风雪还席卷了保加利亚、罗马尼亚等黑海国家，多国多座城市都出现了暴风、强降雪以及洪水，导致交通受阻、电力中断、航班延误甚至取消。暴雪、洪水、极端天气以不同形态在地球上同步发威。近几年饱受干旱重创的东非、坦桑尼亚和肯亚均遭受了意想不到的洪水袭击，造成上百人丧生。而有意取代中国成为世界工厂的印度，经济发展目标也将因极端天气威胁面临打击。
Meanwhile, disruptions have hit Apple's supply chain as heavy rains and Cyclone Michong creates chaos in Chennai in India.
Foxconn and Pegatron, major iPhone manufacturers, have temporarily halted production at their facilities, affecting Apple's output. Heavy rains and the impact of Cyclone Michong have left the city submerged, prompting both manufacturers to suspend iPhone production temporarily. The move to diversify manufacturing to India has proven successful for Apple, recording its highest ever quarterly shipments, surpassing 2.5 million units in the last quarter ending September. However, the latest weather-induced disruption underscores the vulnerability of even the most robust supply chains to unforeseen natural events, posing challenges for the tech giants' production strategies.
这些都发生在 COP28 召开之际，不啻是地球给人类的警告。
In the coming years, climate change could force hundreds of millions of people to leave their homes. Those in the poorest regions of the world will be the most affected.
Climate change is not an abstract notion for these islands.
Many of these climate migrants will cross borders and continents. But it's anticipated the majority will move much shorter distances and stay within their own countries.
世界气象组织的报告确认，受到气候变迁跟圣婴现象影响，2023年已经升温1.4度，成为有史以来最热的一年。暖化升温导致冰川消融，海平面上升。联合国开发计划署的最新报告显示，在过去20年里，海平面上升导致的洪水风险影响了全球沿海地区约1400万人。预计到2100年，这项风险可能会影响近7300万人。
Chris's former home is no longer safe for human habitation. Rising sea levels mean the island is losing land, which used to be a crucial buffer that protected the houses from storms. As that buffer disappears, the impact of hurricanes is now much worse.
美国路易斯安那州的让查尔斯岛就是标准的气候灾难区。由于墨西哥湾海平面上升与时不时的飓风侵袭，岛上的小镇已经被海水淹没大半。
More than 2,000 square miles of land in Louisiana has disappeared since the 1930s, equivalent to roughly one American football field every hour. Ile de Jean-Charles is at the forefront of this catastrophe. But in its wake could be a model for helping people caught in a similar predicament. After life on the Isle became untenable for residents like Chris, they asked the state of Louisiana to help them. And in a groundbreaking policy move, the federal government paid for 37 families to relocate to new homes 40 miles away here on the new Isle.
气候变迁导致的难民已经不仅是一个概念，而是一个令人难过的事实。世界银行曾经针对全球气候变迁发布一份悲观的前景预测，报告指出，在未来30年内，全球可能有超过1.43亿万人被迫成为气候难民。
Nobody wants to move, and mayors and local authorities in particular are reluctant to even suggest the possibility the whole community may have to move because of the effects of climate change. This is politically not popular.
Moving any community within a country is a hard enough sell. But what happens when a whole country needs to move? At least 5 island nations could face partial submersion due to rising sea levels by 2100. In the worst case, it's estimated that some 2 million people will be affected. But despite the warnings of climate scientists, planned relocation is a possibility that the international community is proving slow to face up to.
It will be very sad that the international community is not able to provide a solution to these nations and to these communities which have had no finger in the climate crisis. The climate crisis will remake who they are, where they are, and how they live.
在极端天气面前，你我皆是气候难民。